Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Fans in Motion podcast, the only podcast that I say you didn't know you needed. I say to my one friend, Josh, staring at me, I'm a kid out of touch, laying down with a dream on a runaway night, got a feel for the scene. Say hello, Josh.
Some 7 wishes for a Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Wednesday
It's the
night.
best.
Yeah.
There's never a bad time for 7 wishes, in my opinion. All I know is this boy needs.
So if you are at home,
Nothing?
if you're listening to this, we are going through a storm. Andy's not connected to the Ethernet, so we got a variety of issues going on. So bear with us for this episode. And Brent, his electric's out. Me and Brent were going to do the episode earlier in the evening, and his electric's out, so he was out. We're doing this, a little bit later in the night here, but I got such a busy schedule. This is my only free night to do this. If I don't do this, I don't really have a free night for about a week and a half. So bear with us, my friends.
Here we are with the dedication.
Yes.
This is what we do for the Fans in Motion. We're staying up late. Josh has got better things to be doing, I'm sure, at this stage of the game, but we are going to get this episode done. It's going to probably not be our best looking episode, I would imagine, by the way the storms are coming through Ohio.
I know. I mean, if it's
but everything's clear down here in the nasty.
The one episode where you're all blurry, figures it wouldn't be Brent. It's like if this was Brent, it would be it'd be clear, and I'd have to look at his ugly mug. But anyways, yeah. So this episode, we're just going to be basically talking about the collectability of 7 Wishes. This was at the height of their career, so this album is pressed everywhere. So I'll go through all the vinyl, the differences in the U.S. versions and all the other countries that it was pressed. I'll show some unique CDs and just some more 7 Wishes collectibles stuff that some people probably didn't know even existed. So we will go through it all, and we got a lot of Night Ranger stuff to discuss. I'm going to be out with them. If you're listening to this, I will actually be on the road on the day this is released. I will be going to the Clear Lake, Iowa show Friday, July 9th. Andy and Brent will be joining me in the Wabash or Wabash, Indiana show, July 10th, Saturday night, and then I will be at the Wisconsin Dell show that Sunday as well. So a lot of good Night Ranger stuff coming up. What do we got next?
Josh, you glossed over the most important part of your week.
What's that?
You get to actually physically meet me in person for the first time.
I know. I'm not counting on it.
That's a win for you.
I feel like you and Brent are going to disappoint me.
Oh yeah.
By actually disappoint me by showing up. But yeah, we'll see. It'll be and there's a lot of people from the page going to that show. So
yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be fun. It'll be a good time.
Yep. And if you see me at any of the shows, get a hold of me and we'll drink a beer or 8.
All right, so the last episode we did was our awesome interview with Carl Davino, front of house sound guy extraordinaire, storyteller. I really enjoyed talking to Carl. He's a super cool dude, just like talking to Richie. It's fun, man. These guys are something, and they got great stories to tell. I could talk to Carl all day long because he just the legacy of shit he has seen, man.
Yeah, and we glossed over. We didn't talk a lot about Dream Theater or Cinderella or there was
White Lion,
Prong. There were bands that we kind of skipped over. We really did not get into the technical side of the sound engineering job, which I would have liked to have done So there, there's still more I wish I would have done with that interview, but it's great. Again, getting a peek behind the curtain and meeting another member
Yeah.
of the Night Ranger family, and hopefully everybody out there listening and enjoys it. We put effort into putting the podcast together. We take the time to do the podcast. We get these individuals to come on and give you guys this behind the scenes stuff of the band we enjoy. So just take advantage of what we're offering. You're listening, thank you, and keep commenting and posting on the Facebook and the YouTube pages, and turn a friend on to us, and talk highly on the Facebook page and all that good stuff.
Yeah, Carl was great, and I know I've seen some of the comments. People seem to be enjoying the episode, so that's awesome.
Yeah, and if you see Carl at the show, give him a shout out, say hi, and
a Vente Mocha. Hot.
Yeah, not cold.
I'll be bringing him one to Wabash.
Well,
because I'll have one myself.
So I think it was me and Brent were talking about the Wabash, versus what is it? The Wabash.
Yeah.
And we were talking. I was like, I could have swore. And I'm trying to think, like, why did my buddies who went call it Wabash? Like, are we just all pronouncing it wrong? And I could be wrong about this. And I even looked it up, like, on YouTube, like newscasts and stuff, and they say Wabash. But I was thinking, like, I can't remember if we were talking to locals, to where if you're not from the city, it's Wabash. But if you're there, it's Wabash. Just kind of like Lancaster, Ohio. If you're from here, it's Lancaster. If you're watching it, they're talking about it on the news, or people from outside this, it's Lancaster. So you can tell right away who's from here and who's not. And I just don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to talk to some locals next weekend and see if that's how we came up with Wabash over Wabash.
Yeah.
And if you're 10 miles out and you tell me it's Wabash, I'm not going to believe you, because 5 miles outside of here, it's Lancaster. If someone says that, you just know right away that they're not from here. Either way, if they were from here or not from here, they're a dipshit. But anyways, there you go. There's your Wabash versus Wabash. Regardless, Night Ranger's going to be there, and we shall see you, hopefully.
Yeah. We'll be there too, still rocking in America. I'm excited because with this pandemic, the shows are finally starting to open up, and I'm getting excited. I'm going to a show here in town Friday night. Not even super excited about the show itself. It's just I want to go to a show, and someone I like is actually going to be performing. So it's a tribute show. But anyway, let's stay with the topic of hand, Night Ranger. News-wise, do we have anything? I think I saw a new date posted, did I not?
Yes, you did, and you would have saw my handiwork. That show is February 18th, 22nd, something like that.
Yeah.
Next year in San Antonio. So there is a big, like, rodeo that's there for like a week. They do the rodeo, then you have a big concert set up. Styx, I know, is playing there, and some country acts. February 18th, 2022, the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. So there you go. There's that date. There is that one date in January of 22 in Lima, Ohio, at the Veterans Memorial, whatever there, which I don't know if it's on the website or not. I don't do the website, but yeah, new show announced in San Antonio. Joel has a new CD out, VHF. It's
Oh,
not really
nice.
a new. This album came out in 2014. It's out of print. Golden Robot Records is reissuing it. So go to Golden Robot Records and or joelhoekstra.com and you can get the reissue of that record. We are closing in on the new Night Ranger release, August 6th. Like we talked in the last episode, we have the new video.
Yeah.
If we're pushing to get the album number one. That means buy it before the release date. Don't stream it. So download it off iTunes, purchase it. You can purchase the CD. There's 4 color vinyl variations you can purchase. Newberry Comics, which has the limited edition blue vinyl, they put on sale copies of the CD autographed for $18. Now they're sold out, or at least for now. There's nothing, you can't go and purchase any. But yeah, that's the advantage of being on the page. Is Brent made that post and people went and
sold it out
and bought them. So yeah, so make sure you go get your new copy, or either reserve your copy of the new Night Ranger record. And again, hopefully you guys are seeing an uptick in the Night Ranger social media. So I've basically am helping run that. So the Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Make sure you track down Night Ranger on all 3. Sometimes if I post a photo, I may post a different photo on one or the other, so it might be different. There's stories, so if you click the stories on top, I'll throw the songs in there and everything. And so yeah, just getting it more active, getting more information out there, the show announcements and tickets, just getting the information out there. And of course we're going to do, I'll do the Throwback Thursdays and stuff like that. But the big thing is just getting information out there. And then next week, which will be, when you're watching it, it will be that week. I was going to fly to different dates. But with them canceling flights, like right before I went to purchase my tickets, it just disrupted what flights were available and the times. So I decided I like to drive and hit the road. So I'm going to actually do my own little road trip. I will be out in Iowa hopefully on Wednesday, and Friday I'm going to try to get with Richie and Carl and all those guys and take some photos and everything. So hopefully down the road we can do like a little band profile on each of them. They got the show that night, and then we got I'll be in Wabash and Wisconsin Dells, so hopefully be able to get some cool stuff to put on everyone's social media. The kind of cool thing, or I don't know if it's cool because I look like a dork, but here I am running, I'm doing Night Ranger's social media, and I talked to Kelly and Eric and Night Ranger's management and stuff, and it's like, that those memes people would make, like how it started and now or whatever. Well, here's how it started. So I think I had mentioned this before when I had saw Night Ranger in '97 in Columbus, Ohio in June. They were just releasing Neverland in the States, and Metal Edge wasn't really given a lot anything to Night Ranger. I think there was one article, I think Lance Rushing may have posted it a while back. But when I wrote into Metal Edge, they had not released that article yet. So I basically wrote in and, thanked who I wanted to thank. and but also gave like a little bit of hey, this album's great, go buy it. So this is the November 1997 issue of Metal Edge. You got Pantera on the cover, Nikki Sixx and John Corabi on top, some Kiss stuff there. Now, this probably came out in September. They were usually a couple months ahead. I know this wasn't in November. I would say sometime probably September was when this came out. And I remember probably being like a Kroger and just thumbing through it. And I may have bought it and didn't realize till I got home. I can't remember. Part of me thinks my buddies told me first. And then I had to go get it. So, and I just had it here. So I wrote in. And God, I look so bad. I look so weird. Now, here's the crazy thing. Is I used to always, do this to my hats, right? This hat I had just got, so it didn't stay, like this. But now, it's the cool way to wear it. Back then, I looked like a dork.
Flat build?
Almost. It's my Rusty Wallace hat. So here is me and Kelly.
Jesus, that doesn't even look like you, man.
So that's me and Kelly there. I am 19 there.
Damn,
all right.
You're a kid.
Now I was almost 20, but I was only 19 in that photo. I'm writing to thank Night Ranger for putting on one hell of a show in Columbus, Ohio on June 8th, 1997. You guys were there. I've seen them many times, and this was the best show yet. I recently purchased the Japanese import CD of Neverland, and it is some of their best work yet. The way the songs translate live is excellent. Before the show, the band was kind enough to hang out, answer questions, and sign autographs. So thanks to Fitz, Brad, Jeff, and Jack for making it a memorable night. But I would like to send out a special thanks to Kelly Kagi. During the past few years, he has given me all-access passes, put my friends and I on the guest list on several occasions, and always been a complete professional and gentleman. So, Kelly, thanks for giving me many great memories. Any Night Ranger fans and collectors, please write me at blah, 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 Columbus, Ohio, Josh Weaver. So, there is 19-year-old me, and now
And now look at you.
Yep. I could have been someone. I
Still
could have been contender.
Chasing Night Ranger around.
I am. So
man, I wouldn't have it any other way, man.
Yeah.
I love live shows, and Brent and I have joked about we caught shit from people in school about being huge Night Ranger fans. I mean, everybody liked Night Ranger, but in passing, Brent and I were just like dug in, and people would give us shit, and I was like, I don't give a crap. I don't need your approval. I don't need you to like me, because again, this boy needed a rock, and man, I love Night Ranger. I followed him.
I normally wouldn't go this far for a show, but it started with I got tickets 6 months ago for Wabash. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to that show, and then they announced a few months later they're playing the Surf Ballroom, and I've always wanted
legendary.
Always wanted to see a show at the Surf Ballroom, and it's the night before Wabash or Wabash, and I was just like, fuck, I'd really like to do that, and I started looking at it, and the flights were good. I had to make some little logistics about doing it, and like I said, I was going to buy the tickets about 2 weeks ago, and I usually buy them on a Monday or Tuesday, and that weekend is when they canceled those flights, and it just screwed up everything. It's like I was trying to make these flights work, and it just wasn't going to. I'm like, fuck it. Just hop in my car and throw some music in, and
hey man, I love a good road trip. I'll be driving up from Nashville to Wabash. I've driven. I'm one of those people that likes driving. It doesn't bother me. I like to just put something on and let the road, man. I'm eastbound and down, brother, or northbound and down for that show.
And speaking of
So anyway,
Wabash, I saw them there. I'm pretty sure it's the last time they played there, maybe the only time they played there, but I could be wrong. But they played there in July of 2004. That was with Jeff and Michael Lardy. So Fitz had just kind of left the group at that point. So I don't know how many people have this CD, the Night Ranger extended versions. The show is recorded live. It's a live CD, and the show is recorded in Tokyo, Japan in 2003. But this shot right here is from that July 2004 show in Wabash.
Yeah.
This CD
that's
came
a great
out.
shot.
This came out in 2007. The CD did. And number one, whoever took these, I somehow found on the internet like years ago. So I had this photo along with the other ones that they took.
Yeah.
And if you look closely right where the logo is, you can see there's about 4 girls that were standing right in front. And I mean, I was right there, so I remember them. Now I'm actually standing, but I was a couple rows back. I don't think it actually tells you who took these photos. It doesn't even give a photo. Doesn't even give a photo credit. But so there is a little bit of history at the Honeywell Center there in Wabash in the Night Ranger world. I was there about 6 years ago. I saw Ronnie Millsap. So
Yeah.
good times. Saw him after the show. He didn't see me. There you go. I'll say it before you do. Got to say hi to him. And Wabash is a pretty cool place, man. It's there's a nice hotel right across from the venue that's already booked up, but I got my room there early. Nice little pubs and stuff right around there, little local, stuff. So a good time. Hope to see everybody there.
Right on, Booker. So you got any new stuff you want to talk about?
What new stuff do we got? Well, I do got something to talk about.
I actually got something new. Not Night Ranger related, but I got something new.
Well, get it out. What do you got?
Well, I actually got 2 things new, but I'm going to save the one that you know about to the next episode.
No, get it out now. I want to see that one that I know about.
Well, I got this one. You tell me if this is what you're thinking of. So Josh had posted something during Amazon Prime Day.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to order this. And this thing came in, and it is heavy as hell. So I got this thing, right?
Yep.
That is it's the Garth Brooks Legacy, right? That's one.
That's one.
And then there's this version. So that version. Hold on.
So there is
Jesus.
There's one called the limited edition.
I mean, it's
the numbered series.
It's 5 albums. So this one here is the numbered series, right?
The numbered series. Then one is the original, like analog masters.
This one is the remixed masters.
Remastered.
All again the same album. CDs, and then this one here is the original analog.
Yes.
All right, so it all looks the same.
Well,
it is all
one of them's got some
Garth
holograms
Brooks
and stuff. So here's what each one.
Josh, tell the story about what it is.
All right, so each one, it comes in this collector's box. All right.
I didn't open mine yet. I'm going to. I just haven't yet.
So. All right.
This is going to turn into a Garth Brooks podcast.
Yeah, you got the first Garth Brooks record. All right. So there's one vinyl. You have the second Garth Brooks record. I don't know if that's a second or not. I don't care either. But
yeah, it doesn't.
This Garth Brooks record. So if you're listening, I'm just pulling out of this box set record after record. And then the 4th record, Fresh Horses. So there's 4 pieces of vinyl. Then you have this little thing here that has all those on CD. Okay.
Yeah.
So you get them all on CD. So 7 disc, because you have those 4 records plus Garth Brooks live at Yankee Stadium. So if you look at this, it opens up, and there's 3. It's a 3-record set live at Yankee Stadium.
Jeez.
All right, hold on. There's more. There's this huge-ass Garth Brooks Legacy poster.
And then...
with the moon or the astronaut. I don't know what the fuck if there's anything. Okay, just black on the back. Convenient. All right, so there's all that, right? So you got the display box. You got the 4 studio album records, the triple live. So 7 records, 7 CDs, and a poster, right? In one box set. Yeah. And then there's 3 box sets. So what are we looking at? 21 records, 21 CDs.
Yeah, the descriptions, like the description says it comes with 42 discs total.
Is that it? Well, yeah. Yeah, I guess if it's 41 CDs. All right, no, there's 21 CDs and 21 records, so 42.
Yeah, 42.
Okay? All that was what? $18.99?
I think it was like 1878. Like, it was ridiculous. I was like, I mean, I'm a casual Garth Brooks fan. I mean, I know this is a Night Ranger podcast. We understand that, but the value, I couldn't pass it up. I thought you would be foolish to not buy this.
So I found this.
So then it shows up.
I found this one first. Just this, because you could buy them individual too. So originally, I just saw this one for $13.99. So I bought it. And then I saw that there were others. And you could buy each one individually for $13.99. And then I saw you could buy all 3 for $18.99 or $18.79 or whatever it was. So I bought 2 of them. Yeah. So I got 7 Garth Brooks box sets. So what I'm saying is, if you get a cool ass looking Garth Brooks box set for Christmas, don't think that the person that gave it to you fucking loves you, and it cost them, the $100 and some bucks that it's originally. No, it cost them $8 for that.
They got it.
Not even that. $6. $6 for one of these. It's like 50 cents a record or some shit. That's like a sore Peter. You can't beat it.
Yeah.
So,
hey.
But yeah. Anyways, there you go. So if you're on my Facebook page, you would have gotten that alert and got your Garth Brooks Christmas gifts. There is that.
This thing shows up and I'm opening and I just keep pulling out these things and I'm like, what the heck? So anyway, it's pretty cool. Like I said, I'm a casual Garth Brooks fan, and I'm hoping to go see him. He's playing in town here a month from now, so I'm hoping to get a ticket. Although it's sold, it's not sold out, but man, what's left is the ones where you're changing the light bulbs at the top of Nissan Stadium. So I'm going to figure something out. But he's legendary. Whether you like him or not, the man's legendary. He holds a lot of records.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of.
His first record was okay, and then about where he got to the shirts that button up the front and they were checkered colored. That's really quick. That's where he lost me. Not because of the outfits, but they correlate with the music starting to get shittier. Yeah. The other thing that's kind of big out there is Walmart has the exclusive colored vinyl of all the Metallica records. So I got the colored versions of Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, and Justice for All, and the black record. The only one I don't have is Master of Puppets. And normally I don't do that, but I love the early Metallica stuff. And I honestly think I enjoy the black vinyl better. And so these are a big thing right now. That's why I'm going to bring them up real quick. So on the colored vinyl, you get the colored vinyl exclusive, the hype sticker. And the color itself is cool. So you can see the blue. But the label is not that great. It's dark. The blue blends right in. You can't even hardly read the song titles, right?
Yeah.
So, and the reason why I bought them after already having the black is I'm putting together a record set for my kid. And I was like, well, he'll need Metallica, so I'll just give him all my black vinyl, and I'll keep the colored ones. But if you look at the black vinyl, it has a cooler hype sticker, in my opinion. #1 thrash metal album of all time. And on the black vinyl, I think it's got a cooler label. You can see that blue, and
pops a little more.
Yeah. So it's just a little disappointed. So it's like if you own the black vinyl, you may just want to stay there with it and not worry about it too much. Even though if you do get them, I mean, they are selling on the secondary market for a nice little penny. So, you can put them on eBay and make some money.
Well, and not to thanks to Josh, and surprising probably most people, that any of the few people that are listening to this, I actually do not own any Metallica recordings, but Josh is hooking me up with some of those, so I will be owning them. I mean, I like it enough of their songs. I just never bought their stuff, I can't. We'll do a long episode sometime where I explain how myopic my musical vision was. Brent would get so frustrated with me, but he's like, dude, you got to pick up something other than. And I had 10 bands that I just zeroed in on. But anyway,
to me, you gotta you go.
Thanks to Josh for sending me.
You go Master of Puppets. Master of Puppets is where it is. So you can't go wrong with anything. But
yeah,
God, I don't know. Kill 'Em All. God, that's good. Ride the Lightning.
But I'll say this. This ties into the podcast, and this is true. When everybody was just cranking Metallica from their cars, I still was cranking Big Life and Seven Wishes out of my car stereo.
Oh, I mean,
so,
I was.
And that's not a knock. I'm just saying, I have this thing about when I like something, I like the shit out of it, and I just don't move from it. There's been, and me and Dave Nadelman have been talking back and forth on Messenger a little bit about Queensryche's Operation Mindcrime. That CD didn't leave my CD player for probably 6 months. I mean, it's all I listen to. And I just get real locked in and well, this is what I'm going to listen to. Appetite for Destruction was the same way. Once I got on board with the GNR, that thing was probably my CD player for a year.
I mean, listen, I get it. But
no, it's not right. It's short-sighted.
I am usually, though, it goes in, you'll get me where, for 1 month, it's nothing but George Jones. Or 1 month, man, it's nothing but Black Sabbath with Dio. I mean, I remember I dated this one girl, and me and her dating correlated. We were together about 2 months, and it correlated where I was on a big Jerry Lee Lewis kick. But not like Jerry Lee Lewis, whole lot of shaking going on and Great Balls of Fire. I'm talking his late 60s, 70s country stuff, which is just fucking superb. Yeah, I feel bad if I still think about her sometimes, and because everywhere I went, it was
because it ruins Jerry Lee Lewis for you.
No, I don't give a shit. Nothing I ruined that for me, but I just feel bad. Man, 2 months she had to listen to that. There was one girl I dated, and God, I was on a Temptations kick, man. I just had all these Temptation CDs, and everywhere I went, man, I was just knuckle cracking, just living it up. So
finger popping.
I get it, man. So.
Yeah, and that's me. And like I said, apparently I'm going to be on a Garth Brooks kick here for a while because I got plenty of stuff to listen to.
Garth Brooks.
But maybe I'm shameless, which oddly enough is a Billy Joel song. But anyway, I digress. Do we have anything to mention Fans in Motion? I know this show was thrown together quickly, so Brent's not here to do his Weather Girl impersonation. Let's
see what we got. This is how set up we are.
For those of you that are suffering through this truly was thrown together. Josh called me at work. He's like, dude, you got to jump on tonight.
Because, well, I sent Brent a message earlier in the day because me and Brent were going to do this, and we still didn't know what we were going to do. I tried to line up a couple quick interviews, and of course, it's that short. It's not going to work. But I told him, I go, we're going to have to do Jazz Odyssey. He's like, you know what? Like, it's Jazz Odyssey time, man. Whenever it fails, we're just going to dig out the vinyl. If I told him once, I've told him 100 times. It's Spinal Tap, then Puppet Show.
Then Puppet Show.
Yeah, so a lot of Brad pictures. People were on their Brad Gillis kick. I won't be able to pronounce his name, but yeah, I'm just going to show that name there and the Statue of Liberty. One of our Japanese fans, and he's representing
how
the
cool is
Night
that?
Ranger shirt. There is that. What else do we got? The autographed CD that Brent posted and sold out. You should have jumped on it. Wow.
Yeah, I know. I didn't get one.
Wow, you could. Some people were talking about this. Chapin, ding. Was reading an AP story about Richard Mark's upcoming book.
Oh, yeah.
And he reveals Beast with Brad Paisley, Clive Davis, and Night Ranger. So, you know, apparently Richard Marks and Night Ranger had a beef or something. Don't care.
Yeah. Wow.
And
yeah, not really important.
What else? So the one thing was last Thursday, which won't be the Thursday when you guys see this, but it would have been the June 24th, Filer, Idaho. I guess this was kind of big news. We should have probably talked about. Brad was back with the band. So Brad's recovered from his shoulder surgery. I found someone who did a live video from it and posted it on the page, so you could see, you know, Brad there that night. So Brad is back with the band. I always love reading a comment where they ask stuff where we've already talked about on the podcast. I'm like, you got to watch, man. You got to sit through the torture that is us, but to get that information. So we talked about the Kiss Cruise, Night Ranger being on the Kiss Cruise.
Yeah, we've mentioned that.
So,
sold out, but I think somebody said there's some cabins that opened up.
Yes, so there were some cabins that opened up. I'm not sure if they're still there, but if it's something you want to do and they are no longer there and you got to join the wait list because you know, people might have to back out for passports or COVID, so things are going to possibly open up. So, you know, if it is sold out again, just put your name on the wait list and
spend your money.
Yep. So there we go.
All
There's
right.
some fans in motion.
Josh, let's move on. Let's talk about 7 Wishes.
7 Wishes.
I was looking to see where mine is. I don't know where I put it.
7 Wishes. Released, May 25th, 26th, somewhere in there, of 1985. This is Night Ranger at their height.
Yes, man, I love when this album came out. This lived in my it might have been my cassette deck, to be honest with you. What was this, 85? Yeah. Anyway, either way, loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it from the minute the CD really took hold of me.
And I tell people this album is really the reason why Night Ranger, you know, they're not, if they would have had 1 or 2 more albums, they would have been the Foreigners and stuff like that. They unfortunately didn't. But the reason why they are not like an LA Guns or a Y&T is because really this album, you had Sister Christian that really put them on the map. You got to remember, You Still Rockin' America charted, but barely.
Yeah.
You can, Don't Tell Me You Love Me, but it was just a rock hit. wasn't a huge hit. Sing Me Away really didn't do anything.
No.
So Sister Christian's what puts them on the map. And When You Close Your Eyes is a good little push after it. But you had three top 20 hits. And I think Goodbye, I know Goodbye was a top 10. I think Sentimental Street was. You can see how much research we put into this shit. So, usually that's Brent has all the chart stuff. But this, I mean, you got to understand, they rolled MTV in 84 with Sister Christian, When You Close Your Eyes, and then bam, 85 with 4 in the Morning. What was next? Sentimental Street was first. Then 4 in the Morning, and then Goodbye into 86. So there's a 2-year period at the height of MTV and, the rock radio where they just ruled the airwaves and the TV waves. And that got them so many fans to where that's the reason that pushed them to be basically more than a one-hit wonder. And I still remember watching, it had to be the 20th anniversary of MTV back in 2002, 2003, whatever year that was. And I remember Dave Navarro, I think he was still with the Chili Peppers. It was him and a couple other people, and they're interviewing and talking to him, and they're talking about growing up watching MTV. And Dave Navarro kind of spits it out in between a couple other people talking. He goes, I just remember a lot of Night Ranger when they were talking about 80s MTV, and people were telling each other what their memories was, and he just kind of goes, I just remember a lot of Night Ranger. And so I mean, that right there just tells you just how big they were, and that's the reason why really they have this big following that they still do. And this record is at their height again. This album is pressed all around the world. If you go back about 10 episodes, we did Jazz Odyssey the first time, and we did the 7 Wishes 45s. And I was able to show, look, here's Sentimental Street from Zimbabwe. Here's Sentimental Street from South Africa. That's how global this record was, and you'll see it with the releases. Now, Night Ranger is kind of venturing off on the movie soundtracks, which was really lucrative at the time. But Night Ranger never had a lot of luck with them. I don't think they had luck with any of them. Rumors in the Air was on 16 Candles, but it wasn't, you could barely hear it. So this kind of leads into 7 Wishes. So this is late 84.
I mean,
Teachers is released. You remember that movie?
Right. I do. I couldn't tell you what it's about. I couldn't tell you if it was good or bad. It was probably bad because it's not really memorable. But I remember Night Ranger.
It's actually a really good movie. Richard Mulligan has a great character. Nick Nolte's in it.
I have to rewatch it.
It's a good movie. Ralph Macchio's in it, if I remember correctly. So this comes out in I think October of 84. Nick Nolte, Joe Beth Williams, Judd Hirsch, Ralph Macchio, Richard Mulligan, Lee Grant. So on this is 38 Special, Joe Cocker, Night Ranger, Freddie Mercury, ZZ Top, Bob Seger, Eric Martin, The Motels, and Ian Hunter. So it's got a lot of big names on it. This, again, has Interstate Love Affair written by Jack Blade. So that song is actually out before the 7 Wishes record. But the version on this is very noticeably different. The guitars are different. The solo is different. I've posted it on the page before. Now, if you go to YouTube and you see Interstate Love Affair with this Teachers thing, a lot of times they just have the 7 Wishes version.
Gotcha.
You got to dig for it, but I'll probably post it maybe. As I say I will, but I probably won't. But anyways, so leading up to 7 Wishes, you got the Teachers soundtrack. This is a promo copy. actually has the promo press sheet there. Let me see what it talks about with Night Ranger. So Night Ranger, one of this year's hottest rock and roll powerhouses, contributes a driving, locomotive-fueled rocker with the Cut Interstate Love Affair. Their debut LP, Dawn Patrol, captured gold with the aid of the hit single Don't Tell Me You Love Me and was followed by their current LP, Midnight Madness, which continues the hit singles trend with Sister Christian. Night Ranger Championship lineup includes guitarist Brad Gillis, formerly with Ozzy Osbourne, and Jeff Watson, vocalist and founder Jack Blades, drummer vocalist Kelly Kagi, and vocalist keyboardist Alan Fitzgerald. I find it interesting that Jack Blades is the only one that says founder.
Yeah.
And then you have the other soundtrack, and this came out after the Seven Wishes was released. I'm just going to focus on the soundtracks. But you have the movie Explorers. So if you're going to get the vinyl,
man, I vaguely remember that.
I think is it River Phoenix maybe in or something like that. But there are ones out there with the hype sticker with Night Ranger. This is actually a promo version. It's got like the classical music on it, but then it's got some rock song. It's got a band called Red 7, produced by Mike Rutherford of Genesis. A track by Robert Palmer and the Night Ranger. This Boy Needs to Rock. So,
oh, nice.
Again, they put it on there, but didn't really do much. And this, I guess we kind of put this in the Seven Wishes era a little bit. The movie Out of Bounds on IRS Records, which has not a Seven Wishes song, but kind of the rare song Wild and Innocent Youth, which is on no Night Ranger record.
And that's a good tune.
Mm-hmm. This was recorded outside of the Seven Wishes sessions, produced by the band themselves. So, Out of Bounds soundtrack has Wild and Innocent Youth, which didn't do anything, and then the last soundtrack would have been Secret of My Success, which didn't do anything either. So, let's do this. I grabbed this. I haven't even went through it yet. So this is how I store some of my stuff. I put them. I got one for each basically album or era. So this one, Night Ranger, Seven Wishes. So here we go. What do we got? Hey, we got the Wonder Bread card. If you ordered or got something with Wonder Bread, I think you would have got this card. And then they got I got the unopened packs hanging up, but I forgot to get them down. So here are the Rockstar cards. You got Jeff and Brad and Fitz there. What we got? We got a band photo.
Yep.
There's some more. I guess I got some duplicates. So there is another Jack that's unopened. So they would come in like a series of 10 or so. 108 cards was in the set. So there's an unopened Jack, an unopened Fitz, and an unopened Jeff. And then I got a band. I got the same ones up there unopened along with a Brad and a band card. The only one I don't have is Kelly Kagi.
So hold on, I'm trying to remember because I know I bought those cards at some point in time, but did Jack? So it's not a whole stack of Jack, but Jack's on the front.
No, yes.
Of
so
that pack.
If I opened that, you might have cheap.
How rare is that to find?
Well, I guess not too rare because I have some. I have hanging up. I got everyone but Kelly. I thought I had a Kelly too, but I got
like who all is in that pack? That maybe like did they just I guess they come in an order. When they're on the assembly line or whatever.
Well, not really. It's just like baseball cards. People would buy the rack packs and leave them unopened because if they had like a hot rookie card or a superstar on the front, not only, it's worth, wow, I got a Rack Pack, but look who's on the front, Reggie
Yeah.
Jackson or something. So, but what's cool
But I'm
about,
saying, out of all the bands that are out there, Night Ranger are all the fronts of these. Like, I wonder who's in that pack with them.
I'm not searching out other bands, so I don't know how common or uncommon these
Open
are.
it up and find out. Do it right
These ones I don't have opened. If you look, what's nice about them is they don't have the circle punch for the rack.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Now, I don't really care that much, so if I would have bought this group and I needed, one to hang up, I would have punched that circle out. But these were at least duplicates.
Oh, sure.
We have 7 Wishes from Korea, which I think I've showed these before. The Out of Bounds cassette, 2 of them. Hey, but look, Out of Bounds, and look quickly, there is a difference. See that CRC? That's Columbia Records Club.
CRC.
And if you look at that one, there is no CRC there. So one's a Record Club edition and one is not. That was purely by accident and not go seeking that out. This is 7 Wishes from Saudi Arabia.
That.
Look at Dispute. You have not heard the majesty of 7 Wishes until you've heard it on 8-track.
Oh, in a 73 Nova.
So there is
cruising, motoring down the highway.
Night Ranger 8-track. They do have
How cool is that?
Dawn Patrol and Midnight Madness. And if you look at this point, Columbia Records Club is, see the CRC?
Yeah.
They are the only ones that are making.
And is that the last Night Ranger album on 8-track?
That is the last Night Ranger album on 8-track. You see this a lot, the 7-Eleven coin there that with the lenticular design. This is probably, I don't know what this is from. If you look, it's an advertisement for the VHS. But if you look, the back also has some advertisements on it as well for Night Ranger. So this is some promotion.
Yeah.
What else do we got here? Look at this. I got from the Columbus, or no, this is from Indianapolis, a couple days before Night Ranger played Columbus for the 7 Wishes show that we were all at.
Nice.
Let's see here. What's playing at the movie theater? Pee-wee's Adventure, Back to the Future, Weird Science, Real Genius, Year of the Dragon, and Volunteers.
Oh, that's some good entertainment right there.
And some magazine concert shots.
I don't know.
Some Night Ranger on the cover there. Faces, some Gene Simmons from Animalize. Look up in the corner there, though. Some
That's
Night
Jeff
Ranger.
Watson and Brad Gillis.
All right. I would never thought I would have said I'd rather have Brent here. This is a 7 Wishes songbook.
Oh, nice.
Kind of a cool back. The Sentimental Street cover. And then this is one of the Japanese tour books. There's another one that came out for their 86 tour, but this would have been for 85. This is probably right before 7 Wishes released because they were over in Japan, I think.
That's a pretty thick little book, isn't it?
It's got a lot of...
That's nice.
So...
What's that?
So there you go. So there's just some of the collectible stuff that's out there from that time period. Like I said, they were at their height, so there's a lot of stuff being printed. It's nice to go through it every now and then and actually see what the hell is in there. So getting to... You have the original CD release that most everybody has, and there's the Japanese versions and stuff. This one's kind of out there if you look. This was released in 2006 in England, and it's a digitally remastered copy, but it comes with this cardboard sleeve.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's kind of got the clear tray and everything. So, and it just has other bands that they're selling, but there's the back cover. So you can find that one out there. It's from England. And then you have the box set with the miniature LPs that is
That's
out
so
there.
Cool.
So there is that. And the 8-track. So with the vinyl, here we go. Has one of the coolest hype stickers. If you see right there, the hype sticker is like a comic
thought
bubble.
Yeah, like a thought bubble.
For the guys in the plane. And featuring Sentimental Street, 7 Wishes, and Faces. So nowhere does it mention Goodbye or 4 in the Morning.
Do you think, like, when they do that, like, is that are they thinking those are going to be the singles?
I would say probably.
Like, was it single?
Because this is a promo version. You can tell it's a promo version. Number one, it's got the hype sticker on the record itself. Most of the time, that hype sticker is on the cellophane. So you rip the cellophane off, the hype sticker goes with it. But with promo versions, they'll put that hype sticker on the record, and then you got the gold stamp on the back.
Right? Yeah.
So, there's a promo version out there. There's a lot of stuff going on with these U.S. presses. So we have that rainbow label that we always talk about. This rainbow label will change to the Screamin' Camel label. So you can tell if you have a 7 Wishes album that was printed in 85, or if you have a 7 Wishes album that was printed in early 6 and beyond. So all your promos have the camel logo, and depending on what plant there's 2 plants. There's Penickneyville and there is Gloversville. Depending on which one depends on the label. So Penickneyville, the camel logo, which is their management logo right there.
Yeah.
That circle. That's on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
And if you look at the Gloversville pressing, which again, this is a promo as well, you'll see 2 things, that the camel logo is on the left-hand side, and it says Night Ranger, and then 7 Wishes below it. So Night Ranger, 7 Wishes below it, the camel logo on the other side, and if you go back to Penickneyville, you can see it says 7 Wishes, and then Night Ranger, the camel logo's on the other side. So you could have 2 different promos, 2 different standard copies with that Rambo label, because they are different depending on which plant they are coming out of.
And do you think, is that a conscious decision they make?
No, I mean,
just something that
it's just
in the design. That's how they just comes up.
Just, hey, we know, one plant, we got to press this many. Here is what needs to be on this label, and they just put it together. And it could be by design, so they could. I doubt it, because you can tell the plant in the dead wax, which the dead wax is that part where there's no music right around the label. If you look, there's etchings in there, and it tells you who mastered it by the whatever logo they use. There's Gloversville has like a diamond, or has a line with a G through it, and Penickneyville has a line with 2 diamonds. So if you look in that dead wax, you'll see that stuff. And go back to one of our other vinyl episodes that I probably show photos on. Shit, I'm not going to do that. I don't have the time, unfortunately. But so the best thing about doing all this is putting all this shit back in order the next day. So here is a 7 Wishes sealed, which I usually don't care about being sealed, but you can see the hype sticker on there. And there are a lot of cutouts. So cutouts are when there is like a saw mark, in one of the corners, because this is printed right at the end of the height of vinyl. So CDs start coming in big, 86, 87, 88. Cassettes are growing. So there's a ton of these, and they start clearancing them out. This is actually a BB. If you look there's a BB shot through it. So that's another way you'll see cassettes and records. There's basically like a little BB shot through it, and they would just shoot through it. And that would basically, the record stores basically could buy these at a discounted rate, but then they couldn't return them. Because it used to be, if I ordered 20 copies of Seven Wishes and I only sold 10, I could return the other 10 for credit.
Yeah.
So when they have this, that's why they do the cuts and stuff, so you know that you have basically a discounted version. Camel logo left side. So I'm really talking to about 3 people here. Panique Nouvelle, Rainbow Label. Okay, so again, you're going to have, just like the promos, you're going to have the Camel, the Panique Nouvelle, the Gloversville. You're going to have just Rainbow Label. The Camel logo is going to be on one side or the other. And on one of them, it'll say Night Ranger, then Seven Wishes. You get the other one. It's totally opposite. Now, I think me and Brent talked about these once. There's these ones out here that have this gold stamp. I don't know if you see right there in the logo. And it's MCA 39320, which is like the code number for this record. And it's weird because it's underneath, the like this has shrink on there. And if you look, it's got this MCA Wise Buys hype sticker. And it's got I thought it had a cutout on there, but maybe it doesn't. So Brent said working at the record store, when they would do some clearance or some budget records, they would put that gold stamp on there. So you can find them with that gold stamp on there as well. I don't even know if I think the labels are still the same depending on the...
Right.
But you would have to, again, find the gold stamp and that different hype sticker showing that the Wise Buys. So here is one of the cuts. So see that cut, the saw cut? Yeah. So that would be another one. But what is unique about this is an 86 version, because it's got the Screaming Eagle or the Screaming Camel.
Yeah, Screaming Camel.
So now you know that this record was produced in early 86 or later. This wasn't a first press Seven Wishes. And if you go back and you watch the Seven Wishes singles episode 47 or 48, I'm able to track down that early 86 because the Goodbye single, if I remember correctly, is the first single that, now how this record goes Rainbow to Screaming Camel, that single does it too. So it's during that single, all the other singles before it, all Rainbow. All the singles after it, all Camel. That one has both. So that's when they started changing it.
That's the mark.
That's the mark in early 86. So again, with that Screaming Camel, you're going to have one that has Seven Wishes on the top, and you're going to have one that says Night Ranger on the top. So you can see there,
right,
Seven Wishes, then Night Ranger. And then if you look at this one, it's a little bit lower too, Night Ranger than Seven Wishes. So depending on, again, where it's printed, you have different labels in the US.
There's 4 versions roughly, right?
Yeah.
2 from each plant based on the label.
Then you got the promos, and then you got the discount one with that gold stamp on the front. So what? I don't even know where we're at now. 9.
But now, can there be variations of the gold stamp too?
I have a couple with the gold stamp. I probably missed it in there.
Yeah, I was just curious. Like,
I think I have,
it starts to blend together.
Well, here's how you would do. You would have the 2 plants, okay, with the different labels. You would have the promo copies, which there's nothing different with the vinyl. It's just the dust jackets. So you would have 2 promos, 2 regulars. That's 4. Then you have the 2 screaming camels. That's 6. Then you got the difference in the MCA stamp that's on there. So that's 7, possibly an 8 if you got the other plant doing that.
Yeah.
So that's just 8 within the U.S.
U.S. release, yeah.
But there's still more U.S. releases because you have the RCA Records Club.
Oh, yeah.
Which the RCA Record Club, you'll have this big stamp on the back.
Yep.
And the label is totally different as well. On this, it'll actually say under side 2, manufactured by RCA Music under license. So this is another American version, which, again, the label is different, the back cover is different, and sometimes you can tell a difference in the sleeve, the record sleeve. It's a different material. Then you have Columbia House.
Oh, yeah.
CRC. Very much similar to the standard stock copies, except CRC in the bottom corner. So,
but what's the album label look like?
Well, I got one that's not sealed. And
God, I remember Columbia House. Man, I used to do that all the time.
It looks like the other ones, okay? But the font is a lot thicker. Sometimes on the labels, CRC will be on the label, kind of like the RCA is. On these ones, it is not. But if you look, the font is smaller and it's a lot thicker. Like that camel management logo is real thick. So it doesn't say CRC on it, but you can tell comparing it to the other.
Just by the font, yeah.
By the font. This is another CRC. I wonder if there's a difference there. No. All right. So then you have the RCA and the Columbia records. So that's 10. And then what the hell is this? This is Canada. And another thing, if you guys ever make these logos, put them on this corner and not this corner, because when you slide them in, now if you're doing something where you slide them in, and to where they're like this, and you're not flipping from the front. So when I slide these in and I pull it out, if I would have put it on this corner, I'd only have to pull it out a little bit, and I could tell. But since I put it on this corner, I got to take the album almost all the way out to see what it is. So I fucked up.
Lesson learned.
So this is Canada. There is some differences. It does say on the label, printed in Canada, Ontario. The font's all different. And on the back, it's a little bit different. You can, like, the writing's in a different color, but it will say manufactured in Canada. So
move it up.
Just trust me, it's there.
Yeah, I can see it.
So, and like little things in the U.S. versions, in the bottom corner, that MCA 5593 code is there in the bottom corner.
Oh yeah.
Of the cover. On the Canadian version and probably some others, it's not there. So just little things, and I want to say the Canadian vinyl's a tad bit thicker. Then you have England, which...
Jolly ho.
Why are you being so snooty? And this cover is really thin. Like you can
Oh.
feel a difference in it. But on the back, in real small letters under MCA, it does say London.
Oh.
And the corner here where there's usually a barcode is different. And the label's different. The label on there says manufactured in England. So England is getting their own pressing. What else we got? Hey, Germany. So printed in Germany. And it's also got France on the back, so they're probably printing them at both. But what's unique about this, again, says France on the back, and it says down here on the bottom somewhere about being printed in Germany. So you got that, but this sleeve isn't glossy. It's like a tissue paper almost.
Oh yeah.
So
it kind of looks thin. You can almost
yeah, it's a really weird, has a really weird.
The stock is real thin.
Texture to it. And it's, you can see that it's aged. It yellows more than the U.S. version. And the label, it's got the Gemma on there, and it says that it's printed in German, so the label's different. And if you're still listening to us, man,
thank you.
You are dedicated. There's a lot of people actually that, they will, after these episodes, I'll get hit up. Hey, go over this part again, and what's this? And
yeah. Here
we go. This is how big Night Ranger is. 7 wishes from Yugoslavia. All right, so yeah, if you're young, Yugoslavia is not even around anymore. It was, what is it now, Croatia and some other fucking countries. I don't know, but Serbia and stuff like that. So really thin again. Okay, Susie or whatever that their company is there.
Oh yeah.
Where does it say Yugoslavia?
Very bottom, maybe.
Well, it's different because I think this could be a counterfeit. I don't know, because this is printed. It's got that London, where I showed you where it said London on the.
So, could Susie just be a distributor?
Well, they could take their, mock-ups and print them, because they did add their logo there, and then there is some Yugoslav, whatever writing that is. If you look, there is some additional, information there for Yugoslavia. So,
I'm Googling.
Trying to see what the actual the label actually says Yugoslavia, and you're getting into some crazy countries when this type of plastic sleeve, that half, with it matching the circle bottom. But if you look right there somewhere, it does say Yugoslavia. So so
now Croatia.
So Night Ranger. There were people in Yugoslavia going, "Hey, we need some 7 wishes," and record companies like, "We will fire up the engines and press some 7 wishes for y'all." So 7 wishes, Yugoslavia.
They shared a label with Tutti Frutti Balkan Band, so.
Well, they were.
That's big.
They had their moments. They had some knee slappers. Here we go, Brazil, and this is a Brazil promo. Again, you could just tell the material's different. All right, it actually has Sao Paulo Brazil there at the bottom. All all Spanish there at the, or no, that's probably Portuguese there. But it does have the gold stamp promo.
So it's a promo from Brazil.
Yes. And the record is, it's Brazil, but you can see that it's got a red promo stamp across it.
Yeah. Well, it looks thicker. Is it a thick vinyl?
Maybe.
It might just be the way it's showing up across the screen here.
Maybe just a tad bit, but I don't think
Nothing dramatic. Okay.
think it is. But you can tell when you especially get into South American countries, this is actually pretty good condition for South America, because anything really from South America, especially like Argentina, I'm convinced that when they bought their records, when they went to take them home, they chained them to the back of their bikes and dragged them.
Just took off.
Yep, and just, here we go. Because when you look at this, here is one from Venezuela. So, you can see the print of it's not that great. It's like lighter color. So, what would it be? The quality assurance isn't really there, but it's still got some of the shrink. It's still got that. You can still see on the back where it says Argentina. It's kind of it's different. It's got a black border.
Yeah.
So it's got the black border. It's got some sticker code on it. So it is different with that black border and everything. And then the label's really different. It's that WEA, W-E-A, that you'd find.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, again, Night Ranger at their height, being printed all around the world. What's crazy is I have, I guess, another version of the Argentina. And this has a copyright date on of 86, so they must have printed that the following year. And then we got Mexico, for Midnight Madness and Seven Wishes, they had this Siri rocker. So it's got this print, this little banner on it. And, the label just says Mexico there. Nothing major about that. The back is, again, it's kind of got the black border, but it does say Mexico on the bottom. The biggest difference is this is strictly paper, like newspaper.
Oh, wow, yeah.
It's not the kind of like that nice white glossy that the States had. So you can see how many Mexico, Central America, or I guess Mexico's Northern America, maybe, but you got Mexico, you had Argentina, we've had Brazil, Yugoslavia. I mean, these are some really unique places. But then Korea.
Yeah.
What's funny about this is the hype sticker. They just printed. That's not a sticker. That's actually printed on there.
Oh.
And then you get the back, and it's got manufactured by Oasis Record Company under license from WEA, approved by the KECPP, which is the Ministry of Culture and Information Registration, printed in Korea. The unique thing about this is it comes with this Korean insert.
Oh, wow.
And it's got the lyrics on the back. And there's not much different with the label, except it's just a really bad printing of it. But, you got the Korean. There's also a Korean version. It's the cover is like a shade of blue. I don't have it, but I know it exists. And then you have the Japanese, which is always a good one to end on. Now, Brent has made me.
That looks bright too. Like
the Japanese always took care of their stuff, and everything was well produced. There's two of these. So there's one with that says this hard rock like series. There's an Obi strip that does not have that. I don't have that one.
Wow.
But so the the printing of it is great. The material's all good. So this is important. If you're going to spend the money on this, there's a lot of components to this. And a lot of times they don't have everything. So if you're wanting to get everything, you need, because I have done that before. I've bought this one and then realized, oh, shit, I don't have everything that I need.
You do your due diligence on that.
So you got the Obi strip. The back is pretty much the same, except you got the Obi strip on the back, which is advertising Seven Wishes, Dawn Patrol, and Midnight Madness.
Yeah.
So there's that. And you have the insert is pretty much the same, except this isn't what holds the record. This opens up. It has all the lyrics in Japanese.
Nice.
So it comes with its own plastic sleeve, because in the United States, that is the sleeve, and just has the standard Japanese label. Here's probably the one that is missing the most. It came with a promotional record. One of these little black plastic records. And the promotional tracks on there is Sentimental Street, Lay It Down by Rat, Looks to Kill by Motley Crue, Guns for Hire by AC/DC, and We're Not Going to Take It by Twisted Sister. So you got to make sure that is in there, along with the insert for it. And it basically is advertising all those songs. So there's the Night Ranger, Seven Wishes. So if you want the complete Japanese version, you got to make sure it has all of that. Some other rare stuff that's out there. Remember I showed you the Armed Forces Network, and I talked about that, and it had like half of Midnight Madness?
Yeah.
This is another one that's out there. So you can see the Armed Forces Network. So these records would have been shipped overseas, and these would have been played on military installations for the American troops. This doesn't have like half of Seven Wishes. It only has Goodbye on there. So one side is Say You, Say Me, Lionel Richie, then Goodbye by Night Ranger, Face to Face by Pete Townsend, The Big Money by Rush, and All American Boy by Y&T. And then the other side is Motorcycle Girls by Cruzados. The Boy Who Cried Wolf, The Style Council, Your Personal Touch by Evelyn Champagne King, Let My People Go by the Winans, and Going Away by Al Green. So you kind of have like maybe like what they would probably call back then Black Radio. That's actually how it was listed in Billboard. And then you had, top 40 rock on the other side. And we have the Mary Turner Off the Record special.
Oh, wow.
This was airs the week of January 27th of 86. It's with, I think, Jack and Jeff. And they play Young Girl in Love, Faces, Sing Me Away, Still Rockin' America, A's Coming Out Tonight, Sister Christian, Interstate Love Affair, Sentimental Street, When You Close Your Eyes, Night Machine, 4 in the Morning, and Seven Wishes. So off of the new record, Seven Wishes, they play Faces, Interstate Love Affair, Sentimental Street, Night Machine, 4 in the Morning, and Seven Wishes. So they play 6 songs. They don't play I Will Follow You, This Boy Needs to Rock, I Need a Woman, and Goodbye.
Yeah.
So there's the tracks that they don't play. And a couple more things. If you had a laser disc and you wanted to see that Irvine Meadows show, this is the Japanese laser disc. Has the Obi strip. This awesome band photo.
Man, Brent would be salivating over that. He loved the laser disc.
Oh, there's the disc itself.
Do you have a player?
I do not.
Brent's probably got one in his closet.
And then it came with a pretty cool little booklet here. And it's basically got all the lyrics to all the songs they play. Here's kind of a photo I don't know if I've ever really seen anywhere else. Like
Yeah,
that's in the woods and shit. And then there's an advertisement for other stuff. And there's the back is really cool. Well, it's got more of those photos, by the way, of them in the woods. But so here's the back cover. So it's got all the live shots. But then if you look, it's got those individual shots from that.
Yeah, that session out in the woods. Or wherever it is, park.
Yeah. And then this is the one thing I'm going to skip is the 12-inch singles. So there are 12-inch singles of Sentimental Street, 4 in the Morning, and Goodbye, and Wild and Innocent Youth. So basically it's big old 12-inch record just with the one songs. There are some label differences just like those, with the camel logo on one side and the other one's
right.
So you can there's those two. They're over there. I'm not getting them. But this is probably one of my favorite things that's out there that's not like an official release, okay? Superstar Concert Series. I've shown this before.
Yeah.
So this was Westwood 1. You can see whatever radio programmer wrote on here. Night Ranger for air 11/24 of 85. So these were not for sale. This would have been sent to the radio station to play. It is a recording of the VHS concert that's out there, but this is mastered for stereo quality. And it's got more stuff to it. So it has the whole eerie keyboard and drum beginning for the show that kind of the video kind of leaves out. There's a part where during Rumors in the Air, Jack drops to his knees and in the video, like he's right back up. In this, he's, you can hear that he stays down.
Yeah,
and
he does his thing.
I think he says a couple things and stuff. So it's number one, it's a little bit unedited.
Okay.
And it's mastered. So it's basically you have an official live record meant for a good ass stereo to blare.
Yeah.
Of the Seven Wishes tour. It's 3 records. There's not much to it. Just there's that. There's 3 of them, and then they should come with. This has just like a little advertisement for Westwood 1. There's Bruce Springsteen, and it's kind of got a schedule here. And then you would get a call sheet. Basically, the programmer would know, okay, this is how record 1 starts with the Sprite commercial. Then these songs, and then the last commercial is the Coke commercial, and the out cue is right after this. So he knows when he hears that. Then it's time to put record number 2 on. So if you can get this, you need to get it because it's the top of my list. You're probably going to spend somewhere between $50 and $70 for it at least. I mean, someone might ask more. I don't know if I'd go higher than that, but it's just, to me, it's, if there's one thing that needs to be in your collection if you collect this stuff, it's
Well, that'd be fun to just turn on too, like you said, with a good stereo, and just let it happen.
Well, why don't we do that? What the hell do we got to lose? No one's listening anymore.
Yeah.
Look at all this shit. Hey now, look at this Night Ranger hat.
If you could see, I mean, my background's cluttered if you look at it, but you should see around me. Like I'm like in a pod, like I can squeeze in, and I got stuff everywhere. It's my little working room, my little studio.
Let's see what we got here, buddy. I got cranked to the max. Tell
All
me.
right, I'm gonna sit back like the guy from the Memorex commercials.
Superstars in concert. From Westwood One. This time out, featuring Night Ranger. The Superstars Rock Concert Series is brought to you by the makers and bottlers of Sprite, the only soft drink with a great taste of lemon. I'm Charlie Kendall, and tonight, the Westwood One mobile recording truck is at the Irvine Meadows Amphitheater, about an hour south of Los Angeles. Night Ranger is coming up after this break on the Superstars Rock Concert Series.
Welcome to Winning in Love with Dr. Goodnight. Hello, you're on the air.
Dr. Goodnight?
Yes.
I love my boyfriend, but he loves 7-Up, and I love...
We'll let the commercials go through. But, yeah, I mean, everything's intact. You would just put the records on and you know, the radio program or whatever wouldn't have much to do. I think it's just this one commercial, though.
Pick the one that won the taste test. How many taste of Sprite? Sprite has lime and lemon lime that wins you over every time. That's right. The waiting taste of Sprite.
Doctor?
Yes.
I did what you said.
It's very Mr. Roboto-y, kind of.
I just think you were a senior when that came out, probably.
Hell yes, I was.
If I get a copyright strike on that, I'll be impressed. Here you go.
And now, the Westwood One Radio Network presents Night Ranger on the Superstars Rock Concert Series.
Let it build.
See, I don't think all this is on the video, or at least you can't hear it as well.
Is this where Jack's reaching up out of the lamp?
I don't even know if it's at that point yet. It's probably about right now coming up. You'll hear the crowd
Jack pops up.
when his hand comes out or whatever, and you'll hear the explosive, you know, the fire.
Yeah,
So there's Grace.
that was so cool live, man.
I just wish you could hear these drums.
Hear that bass?
You can't hear that on the VHS.
Ah, it's the... Oh, dude,
and you guys
Yeah.
are just hearing it through a fucking computer, mic
Speakers.
and
yeah.
this. It just sound like, but the Seven Wishes, like you heard the Jack's bass, like so. If you
Yeah.
heard it through there, it sounds even better here, and it's just the mix is so fucking good, and Kelly and Jack. I mean, it really, it's you get to really listen to Kelly, Jack, and Fitz. Like their mix is just so good. Brad and Jeff's mix was always pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's their lead guitars, but in this, if you got a good set of speakers and a good, just a decent turntable. I mean, this one down here is just a couple $100, $300 or something like that. It's just, these speakers, they're pretty good speakers. I mean, they're, I think, Polk, which
Yeah.
is a decent brand. They're $150 each or so, but I mean, I like my classic techniques better, but yeah, it's just so great to listen to that. So just get it if you can find it.
You should get Carl back.
You know what? Right when I started playing, I remember him talking about the drums. I need to
Yeah.
get with him and let him see if he knows this exists, because these drums are a lot better than the studio.
He probably really appreciates that stuff.
Yeah, so I'll have to let him know. But there's the Seven Wishes. So I think some people, like I was when I was a kid, I got Seven Wishes. Here's my copy. I'm done. And then, God knows where it started, but I noticed, hey, that one's different than that one. And I put them together, some, but when I started this podcast is when I really sat down and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
what's going on with these? And God, I went through and spent a couple $100 on vinyl, just getting every different one I could find. And then
Yeah.
a few months later, I did it with the 45s. I would just go through all the 45s. What do I have? Okay, here's, Don't Tell Me You Love Me. Well, here's the ones I got. And then I would just look, does this
Stuff.
match any of the ones I have? And I mean, God, Don't Tell Me You Love Me is just crazy. It's got mono versions, stereo versions, some with stereo and mono, some without mono, whatever. So
That's cool, though.
yeah, it's a good rabbit hole to go down, guys, if you want to, The good thing is the stuff's not too expensive.
Right.
If you're collecting Kiss vinyl, that gets expensive, especially if you're going to go down all these rabbit holes. I don't do that with Kiss. I get the stuff I like, and that's it.
Brent does, man. I'll tell you, it's. I'm glad that I stopped collecting things. I just don't really collect much anymore. Memories is all I collect, photographs, but it's just you can get so, like you said, down the rabbit hole.
My thing is vinyl. That's where,
Yeah.
and I don't even need to get. I'll get the Kiss, like the new vinyl that comes out, and I will usually get the colored version. I'll get one for me and open and play, and I'll get one for my kid and put in his case. But if I don't get everything, I don't worry about it. But it's just the new stuff. If I will buy. I bought some of the Japanese releases that I wanted, but I didn't go all the way in. I like 45s, so I will buy some Kiss 45s, but they got to be a decent price. But yeah, the Night Ranger stuff, especially doing the podcast now. If I see some, like I spent, $40 on that Armed Forces Network one, which I really didn't want to do, but I'd never seen it before. I got a soft spot in my heart because I've been overseas and all I had was Armed Forces Network.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
I like that. And then, I just spent, $50 just today that I didn't want to spend, but, I'd sold a couple things and I had that money sitting there. I guess that's why I do it. I bought a unique Night Ranger vinyl that I'll show on an upcoming episode when I get it. But it's a unique piece.
Yeah.
And it was $50, but again, there's there's only a few copies of this out there.
Yeah.
And I'd never see it again. So it's like,
Sure.
shit, do I do it? I was like, I got to.
I mean, yeah, it's your thing. I mean, like I said, and Brent collects a lot of stuff, and I'm glad I have friends that have these collections, so I can enjoy them without spending any of the money.
I'm looking at selling, some,
Yeah.
not the Night Ranger stuff and not my new Kiss stuff, but, like I got almost all the Kiss records from the new releases from Germany with the altered logo.
Yeah.
And it's just like, they just sit there. I'm like, what am I going to do with these? I got my collection of the American ones. I like them, some of them, because it is really unique with that different logo, like Alive. They just didn't have to change the logo on the back. They had to change the logo, like with the kids holding the banner.
Oh yeah,
and
everything.
other stuff there. So, I'd probably keep a couple, but I plan on selling all of my European ones. I need to go. I got all the old Kiss T-shirts. I plan on selling the ones that are really worth some. I mean, I'll give some to my kid when he's older. But so yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like you. It's the memories thing, and you can't take the shit with you. And my kid doesn't want 18 copies of Dawn Patrol.
Right.
But the good thing is I don't have a lot of money wrapped up into that.
Sure.
As compared as you would with Kiss. I mean, that's I sold, I had those greatest Kiss records that were worth $500 each because I was buying the Casterias and parting them out. I didn't keep a single one. I was like, there's no way I can sit here with a $500 record on my shelf.
Right.
And when I know eventually it's going to be counterfeited.
Yeah.
And
you got to strike while it's hot. I mean, I think we've talked briefly. I'm sitting on an autographed copy of a book that at one time it was $1,600, and now you can probably get it for $50.
Yeah.
Because I thought, if it's 16, it's going to go higher, and no, sir, it did not.
Yeah. So, it's just and you go through stuff in life, and you just realize, just like that, it's done. Am I going to leave all this shit to my kid and it be a burden? Especially the stuff that's of value. It's like I need to get. So I got Kiss records over there worth $200 or $300 that I just need to get them out of here.
You just got to sit down, spend the time. I mean, that's what I'm getting ready to start doing. And I know no one's cared at this point in the show, but I got what little bit of Kiss stuff I got. I'm ready to get rid of because I'm just tired of packing it and moving it. It's not displayed; it sits in a box.
Yep.
Moving on.
And, but Night Ranger's really the only group I collect. I mean, most about anything. If I haven't seen it and it's a reasonable price, I'll get it. But yeah, if it's not vinyl, the only thing is the vinyl's getting worse for me. Like it used to be like, I won't get it on vinyl unless I really like it.
Yeah.
And I was doing good for a while, but now it's like, well, I need all the Stone Temple Pilots records on vinyl because I really like those records, and I need all the Metallica ones, and so it's like that. And then of course I needed 6 box sets of Garth Brooks. But yeah, so there you go, guys. You know, some Night Ranger bullshitting. What you can collect of 7 Wishes. Take a look at your record and see what you have, and take a picture and post it to the Facebook page or to the I don't know if you can do it on the YouTube page. Yeah. But the cassettes are the same way. The RCA clubs and the CRCs and the regular standard versions, they're all different. So you can do the same with cassettes. If make sure you go to the YouTube page and click subscribe. Go to the Facebook page, Fans of Motion, Night Ranger. Just search it. Join us. That's where everything is at. And we got the Fans of Motion website, so you can go there and find all the podcast episodes. You can then usually the day after it's released on YouTube on usually Tuesday. And then by Wednesday, the audio is all uploaded to Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, iHeartRadio. So I mean, if you think watching me and Andy go through records on TV is exciting, wait till you just listen to the audio. I mean, it's just fucking riveting. But if that's what you want to do.
But you love Night Ranger, and that's what you do. You just put up with us. We're just a vessel.
Hey, man, some hot Night Ranger talk. So hopefully the next episode, like I said, if you're listening to this, man, I'm getting to go. I'm either on my way or getting close to being on my way to heading out 3 dates with Night Ranger. You guys will be at the Wabash. So the following week, the episode may be a little late, but because I won't be able to record that Monday or Tuesday. But if we record Wednesday, maybe release it Thursday, and the 3 of us will have a lot to talk about. Being
pictures
at those
stories,
Night Ranger shows. So. All right, man. Well, good stuff.
Thanks if you're still watching. If you're still here, we're wrapping up another, as Josh says, a riveting episode about the collectability of Night Ranger 7 Wishes on vinyl. So, if you're still here, tell a friend.
Where else can you get Night Ranger on 8-track?
Just can't.
We supply all the good hardcore Night Ranger minutia. Take us out, Andrew.
Thanks, everybody. If you're still listening, we love you. Tell a friend. Keep watching. The page is getting bigger. We need more people to. You need to just tell your friends and get one person. If you get one person, you tell someone, and they tell someone. The next thing you know, Bob's your uncle. Thanks for watching.
Bada bing. We'll talk to y'all soon.
Later. You know what? I'm going to pull out something off the 7 Wishes album we had out in 1985. Can you believe that was 1985? Who was around in 1985? Raise your hand up. I don't think Man-Cow was alive then. I don't think so. 1985, 95, 105, 10, 15. That's like 31 years ago. Is that